Welcome to the Scrim. This is Tactrig versus 4.5.0 on Manic AAS V2. For those who don't know 4.5.0, this is a Ukrainian team. We're playing on an EU server right now to offer them a really nice gameplay experience. As for factions, at the moment we're looking at USA combined arms versus Russia combined arms. And we're going to get a rollout going pretty soon here. Some things to look at the map here for. So Russia has some really nice timings to rush into Bakhmut. Very possible that we're going to see Russia's BTR-82s absolutely storm Central to prevent the back cap there. But the main fight here is going to be centered around Firebase Boris. Now, Firebase Boris has got that river on the south side to deny access from that area. So if you can get control of the north side of that river, it is nigh on impossible to get. Another thing that's going to make it impossible for the south side to contest Boris if they don't win that initial is these bridges. There's only a couple bridges on this map, and those are easily denied by sappers, combat engineers, mines.
So here we can jump into command chat here. I'm sure it'll be a little loud as all get out.
So command's already got their plan set for this rollout here. They're just making a couple last little to process. I'm really excited though. I'm very excited though because we're going to be seeing a 48v48. Our last scrim was a 30v30. We're going to have a much bigger show this time around. And as we enter the last 30 seconds of this rollout here, I'm going to keep an eye on our 4.5.0 rollout going into base central to see how they respond to TT armor aggressing on.
Chazstead, Ash just doing jumping jacks in main.
I'm so nervous.
Wait, no.
And reels are rolling. Here we go. Looks like the Striker Brigade for 4.5.0 is taking the north side road here. Gonna cross the bridge. Maybe not actually crossing the bridge quite yet. So possible that they're going to be supporting the Bakhmut back cap and making sure that a rush doesn't happen from TT. So very possible we'll see an armor fight really quickly here.
Oh, I have a little bit of the wake bug only whenever I open the map. That's fine.
Give yourself a chance later.
Move mark absolutely all over the place. How many do they have back capping? 2? Makes sense. They have another 2 setting up rally for Bakhmut.
All right, so it looks like 4.5's 4.5 strikers are going to be pushing north on the bridge here towards Firebase Boris, which means they're not going to meet up at the Bakhmut bridge.
We're about to get a Tiger engagement.
Squad 3's Tiger.
Oh no!
Here.
Oh wait.
Play for fun, driving right into the jaws of the Tiger here. As long as he doesn't flip. Oh my goodness, are we high centered?
That is a weird high center. That's pretty undeserved.
That is a stuck RWS. as TAC Trig's BTRs drive right past it,
They're
completely
gonna miss
unaware
the
of the
timing on
situation.
that. We're about to have 2 transports on the north side bump into each other. Ooh, it's a small squad. It's hat kit flank. Nope, this transport dismounted. They're gonna hear this. They hear it. They're
Yep,
calling
they
it.
do hear it. A lot of calls in 4.5's chat.
Oh, they're
AT
just gonna
loading
get
up a
away.
law.
They just got away. Oh, that's crazy. BTR is about to get into fight.
Big old armor fight. BTR's laying into a striker here.
So 1 striker
Frost
down.
goes down for 4.5. Calls are for striker
Oh, no,
down.
no. That was
I'm not seeing it.
1 striker dead. You're right. No, sorry. No striker dead. No striker dead. Squad 2 in the north side is engaging Squad 6. Another BTR fight.
1 striker pushing east. Pushing east. When Emery pushing south.
Dirge gets put down. Sims trying to
So-
refrag. Misses.
Taking a look at the east side of Firebase Boris here, we've got 4.5 setting up a big push and a fob on the east by this barn. They're going to work their way through the woods here to get them all the way to Firebase Boris, but they're not going to do it for free. We've got a 50 cal laying into them at the moment, and we've got Squad 4 led by Klob just north of the river that will absolutely see them push through this tree line. Klob has his own to contest to his east here. And autocannon annihilating, just absolutely annihilating some TT north of the river. That squad is fucking done. Really nice work by Coco's Bradley. Just deleting that squad.
We have ourselves a game here. This is a super competitive rollout.
We've got not 1, but 2 Bradleys on the south side of the river. The good view over Bay Central, and clearly, obviously, a great view of Boris.
Dexy, you say Bradley? BTR?
Bradley times 2, south side of the river, north of Bay Kumo Central. Just holding angles at the moment, but those shots they popped in the north side of the river were decisive. Nonetheless, Zidu and Recordra staying alive and trying to pick up the pieces. Looks like most of their squad is on the ground, not reset quite yet. Zidu with a beautiful frag onto AMD, not quite far enough. AMD's going to bandage himself after that fragmentation. Just creeping along this river line. As the medic, he can heal himself. The power of the medic is not to be discounted in these situations.
Ash is doing some sick flying. Good
Tidu
tubes.
and AMD both standing up, about to see them engage.
Oh my gosh, look at it.
And a 1-tap from AMD.
4.5 has absolutely great rally burners.
Bissa coming around the southwest side of Firebase Boris. Just being the rat that needs to take out all those rallies, doing his job. Absolute pop and clob here.
Ooh,
So we've got 4.5
marked
squad
out.
6
And they have ambush. Hat shot
on
missed.
the hill, getting absolutely lit up by tactic BTRs.
The striker's behind them. I don't think they know. No good helicoms.
I can choose to dump this logic in Firebase unless we're not confident about holding this.
This striker back here. He's not. Oh, is he gonna go for the Vic? He might rearm that hack kit.
On the bridge east of Firebase, Keep 6 has completed his mining duties. Might see those mines come into play later. As I mentioned, mines are crucial on this map with all of these
Striker called out.
Rough mark.
Prodigy here. Maybe a lac kit shot will land. Bread hit one striker. No component damage, but half health.
Mortars are chewing into the south side of Firebase Boris. There's a even tug of war going on between Tactrig and 4.5 just to get to the south side of Boris.
Striker's gonna limp back into the rep station, but the BTRs might see them. Oh, yep, they see it. BTR sees.
Yeah, never mind. We see him.
Dead. Good.
Kill. One striker dead. One striker dead.
Beautiful
kill by
follow-up
Crystal.
from Micro, Captain.
Full squad on 6-0. Full squad pushing you forward. Full squad. Striker.
So that's going to be 2 strikers down for 4.5. Falling behind in the armor game.
No.
It's still very competitive in the infantry.
It's only one. It's only one.
Oh, right. That one from earlier was not
It
confirmed.
lived, yeah. I was just misspeaking 15 times over. Hangry.
And Winston Churchill's striker
And they're fishing.
smoking as he retreats, limping away.
Oh, no.
Not high-centered, hopefully. Not high-centered, thank goodness.
Heli destroyed? Is that a heli destroyed? Heli dead, yep.
And Crystal absolutely laying into Winston's striker. There we go. There's that 2-striker kill. The BTR Wolfpack paying dividends as Cream, Micro drive
They gonna
over
hit
the
their own
bodies of 4.5.
Oh.
I'd like to think TT's a bit more professional than that, but
It almost happened. They drove
I
right
could eat
over
my
it.
words. The last scrim was an absolute mess. I could eat my words. You never know. So what's going on with these Bradleys? We really haven't seen them do much since they popped that TT squad on the south side. One of them's RTB. I'm not able to locate the other one.
There's only one Brad. It's combined arms, so it's one Brad and then 2 strikers.
Update on the broader map picture for infantry play east of Firebase Boris. 4.5 has found themselves pretty boxed in at their fob here. They're not making a lot of outward progress from that fob. While TT is absolutely advancing on the wood line they were using a while earlier. 4.5 is not looking very good here on the east side. Whether that remains the case, we'll see. But at the moment, I'm predicting that this gets collapsed on within the next 10 to 15
Good
minutes.
pick by E1.
As for Boris itself, all is quiet over here. TT has absolutely covered their bases. 360-degree defense. They don't need to sit on cap because they are well outside of it, holding the line.
Good GL by Glizzy.
BCR is having disposed of the strikers, now availing themselves of their complete domination over the infantry. Cream popping a Logi for transport. Combing through these woods looking for 4.5.
Is there Hab in the barn? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That Hab is about to be proxied within the next minute or so here. TT inching closer and closer, tightening their noose.
Oh, Crystal, huge team kill. RWS applying pressure on the south. Oh yeah, we have TT south lane coming in. They have complete control by the riverside. So I mean, yeah, we have west north lane control, and then we have west south lane control, and they're just gonna squeeze. Some SLs are trying to bug out for a rally. We'll see if they get that down. Hopefully they can to keep this Hab alive.
Absolute meat grinder of a fight happening on the northwest side of this fob.
Oh yeah, and
PT
BTR's
medics doing a good job picking up their dead.
Scriptum solo RWS has eyes on the barn. So that's really tough. One of your doorways is just camped by an RWS 150 meters away. What can you do?
We've got Klob and Thought Patrol within about 30 meters of this fob. Klob going for a big push. Clearing White House. He's directly under 4.5's radio
Hab
now.
should be proxied.
Hab is absolutely proxied. And Hab is now being camped by Glizzy. A lot of 4.5 dead in the area. Glizzy and Shiz here. Directly on top of him.
I don't even know how he got there.
He is locked in here
Where-
somehow.
How did he?
I'm not sure exactly how this happened, but I'm not sure what he's going to do about this other than try to hold this window. He can really do nothing about the 2 TT that are below him.
Maybe he can sit and just shovel it, but the radio's going down anyway.
He could shovel it again. Yep. Radio going to make that a fruitless effort if he tries it. So he's just locked up there.
Wait, tank firing.
I don't think Haza or Glizzy have any idea this man's up here.
Is there backs? Wait, we got backrap rushed. TT got backrap rushed in underground dam.
That's big. That's very, very big.
This is...
So TT is going to have to figure out a way to pick up that whole situation. They have excellent control over mid cap, though, so if they can eventually just get the back cap figured out, they'll be in a good position. On the other side of that coin, if 4.5 can sneak some individuals into Firebase and get that capped, TT is in a very bad position. There's not many people in a position to do that other than Squad 4, SL, just
main
creeping
cam.
the north side.
There's a wolf pack
Nice. Good main cam.
west. Squad 10 observe. Copy. It looks like Bradley and the Infantry, right? So you said, and the striker.
Ego's mortar's absolutely invisible inside of a bush. Devious.
Tiger, camping, they have. Tally, one tally will have to do.
So, just still on the top floor of this barn. 4.5 radio is bleeding out. 20 tickets are about to be lost very shortly here.
Good hack headshot by... Not sure who that is. Not going to butcher the pronunciation either.
TT BTR is providing excellent covering fire for this fob. This one's been engined. He's going to get a push by Cream and Captain.
Yeah. Big push
TT
strat.
BTRs doing what TT BTRs do best. Very good at supporting each other when their engine is shot.
We might have a Bradley BMP fight.
Squad 6 beware. Tank is driving right at you. With the Bradley. They're crossing bridge right now.
Oh, they're cooked.
So that's a confirmed-
They're so cooked. I'm
That's a
screwing
confirmed-
the camera.
Confirmed radio loss for 4.5 on the east side of Firebase Boris.
Yeah.
4.5 Squad 4 is just sitting on top of Ego. Gets his pick.
Oh, Bradley is a hit with toe.
I'm running back because they're pushing Firebase. So my squad is all going back to Firebase right now. Please hit with toe. Okay, we're gonna cap. Zach, it's you next. Can we get Hab on power station?
So while this was happening, Tektrig's managed to recover its dam outlet situation.
He's smoking a little bit.
Wolf just hiding inside of a storage container. Bashmak has no idea, gets taken out. Very nice kill by Wolf. So we've got Dr. OP, Wolf, and Medical Services establishing control of this back cap. That's going to get passed on to Power Station now. Zag's already on that. Zag's not going to get found anytime soon.
Alright. If it's fragged, I can respawn it down.
So that means we are going to go back to Firebase here. In the meantime, Squad 4SL still stalking
Right now.
Firebase Boris.
I'm gonna wave off on that ammo resupply.
Oh, tank's going north. Oh my gosh, this BTR is...
He's not no, he's no idea.
Oh!
He's now turned.
Oh my goodness!
Turned up.
Oh no, what? Where's this tank going?
Alexia
Bradley heading.
is right there with the hat kit. She might not get a really nice shot on this.
It's the stupid hack kit though, so...
It's the stupid hat kit, but she's very, very close.
unloading tandem
He's
going...
gonna
No,
load.
loading tandem.
Just constantly looking at that cell.
Let's see what kind of a shot. Got his ass facing her. Tracks are in view.
Gunshots. The tank might look north.
Next time it happens, just swallow it out.
Oh no, Alexia!
7 Hackett
You gotta shoot now!
Dude.
What a shot! Yes! Engines, that
Engine.
tank 4.5 is out of commission with their tank here. Clicked exactly when she needed to. Very nice shot. Krabs is jumping out to rep immediately. Question now becomes, how does Tactric follow this up? Commander seat for this tank doing everything it can. Firing on a helicopter? Just
Yeah,
is scouting out
it's
this tank
just.
right now.
I don't think this tank might not die. BTR absolutely ripping into Bay Camu.
We've had this situation before on our community scrims. A little bit of indecision on
Army
airstrike
distance.
here in command chat, but we've also seen another shot on this tank by Bread with his RPG. That's going to take out the repairing crewman. This tank is down to 2 crewmen.
Did Brett get a hit? Where is Brett shooting from?
Bread got a hit,
Oh
but
my,
this
from the
engine is back
bridge.
up for this tank, so this tank is gone.
He's gonna bug out. Maybe Brett gets a lat kit shot here though.
If Bread can pull out his secondary RPG and get a tracking shot here. Mortars are arriving on where that tank was just moments
it's a
before.
tough shot.
Just a bit too late.
South, 900.
That tank is out of here.
So 4.5 has a rally on Firebase Boris.
I'll work on ammo for you right now.
Still
Spinning up, right?
there's still people ratting. Oh my gosh, Zaggle, crazy rat.
So
They don't
Keep
even
6 now
know.
hears the radio of 4.5 at Bay Kumo Central. We're going to see some combat engineer action here. But he's not alone. There are plenty of 4.5 around that can contest him on this, so he has to play this very carefully. Pulls out the barbed wire immediately. Very good. Last match against Thronglers, we saw Medical Services make a valiant effort with his barbed wire, but I'm hoping Keep 6 has the foresight not to lock himself in here before.
He's gonna lock
No,
himself in here.
he locked
might
himself
lock
in.
himself in here, but not C4 it.
But regardless, locking yourself in ensures that the enemy, all they have to do is just pop a nade in, and you are unlikely to survive. Sandbags, though, could change the calculus a little bit.
He's now in. There's also a MRAP driving in the opposite direction. He's on my observer.
I'm going to keep tabs on this radio while you keep following the bigger picture.
Yep. So Cap's moving on Boris now. TT figured out that back cap.
They're pushing from this west bridge now. I think they have a hab near our HQ or main.
Ego's gonna.
And that's probably where the Bradley was repairing.
Ego calls a rally burn. He might see this guy.
He's about to run into you right
Oh,
now.
he's gonna
Keep
miss
6
him.
is holding his shovel for the time being.
Did you kill him?
Not sure what he's waiting for because there's absolutely no one here to support him.
MRAP dead. Crow's MRAP
Full
dead.
squad for TT, coming back and figuring out what's going on this west side.
Stuck in a tree. He's now driving west again on observer between the road and train track.
Nick, right next to Keep 6, has no idea he's here. Holding angles on a window, while a combat engineer sits on his radio, just meters away.
Captain got.
So it seems 6 is waiting for a call you to dig this radio down, and until then, he's on standby.
Another rally wave from 4.5 on this backside.
So
TT still
4.5 has managed to do something incredibly difficult, which is get across this river for Firebase on the west side. It is not easy to push across that river at the best of times, and this west side has such little space to work with.
Squad 10 observe.
They are starting to manage a pivot towards the north as well. Big engagement on the southwest rail between 4.5 and TT Infantry.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, dude.
They might have a mate.
Records receives zap. Couple shots. Can't quite see his head, though.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm looking at a lot of.
Oh, he's so close to the rally burn.
He's about to get
Oh,
that rally
the
burn.
rally's in the water. Huge rally burn.
Sneaky. Sneaky. Not enough. That rally is gone.
That was a good frag.
But Recordra goes down. For Fun pops some shots as revenge for their lost rally.
That was worth.
Small consolation prize.
shift
That
W
rally was just about one of the only things keeping 4.5 here. Squad 7 also has a rally further to the north. So they still have a foothold, but it's really being aggressed on right now, so may not last that much longer.
Well, you need to deal with their west defense, I think.
Zidu and Bricklist right next to each other. Do not see. There we go. Zidu's got a shot. This map is much brighter than Camdish from our last scrim, so I would hope we don't have too many moments where people cannot see each other. Tactred cleaning up these rails. Rally's wiped. That squad is wiped. Now on to Squad 7's rally, just to our north.
I don't think they know it's there, though.
They don't know that they've wiped the squad either. Fox is still very much on guard.
This rally waved for one.
So
Klob is probably
it's now been
Zudu's gonna die here, most likely, to this guy. But Klob might
It's
catch
now-
this guy.
it's now been a couple minutes here. Keep 6 is still not digging this radio. Just sitting on it, waiting. You have to imagine the first 4.5 infantry that comes over and notices a barbed wire and a sandbag that they did not build is going to get a little bit suspicious. As of yet, that has not happened.
We try to track on the helmet. There's infantry in between the hab and squad 4 right now.
4.5's progress on Firebase Boris very limited. They actually may lose their rally in just a moment as Klob burns it. Yep, there it goes.
Oh, rally got
And if
burned.
I'm not mistaken, that was their last rally foothold on this side of the river. This has completely been cleared out. Tactrig being excellent at their defense.
Dealt with this bridge push. Think guys, I think I got two north of the hab on west hab.
Seeing some
Klob is
mortars
correct.
land in the river. Curious.
Alright, do you want my squad to cross this little land bridge and start pushing bait?
East side so I can fall back to hab.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, Club. If you want to.
Beautiful counter mortars.
And then I'll take a few.
Onto 4.5.0's Mortar Man, who is named Mortar.
That's, dude, crazy.
You've heard of Smith. You've heard of Miller. Now meet Mortar, whose name is his job.
We can get a Vic on.
So Tactric not continuing to apply pressure to that mortar. That's going to allow Mortar, the infantryman, to dig up some sandbags to keep himself alive.
Duh,
Rocket
friendly
taken
drove
down
over,
by
script him,
Nick.
just hit friendly mines. Eddie's gonna lose to
Oh.
the 50 cal striker.
Yeah, remember what I said earlier? How I said we're better than that? I don't think we're better
Gets
than
called out.
that. So
Back
Love
hit.
Lamp,
They see the infantry.
Viking just on top of each other.
Oh my goodness. Winston Churchill is popping
What
off
a
here.
triple.
This dude's crazy. Oh, BTR sees him though.
There's a very full transport truck just behind that BTR. They've got an AT in there. This might be trouble.
Hey, since Club is trying to cross here,
Oh, there's a full squad and a half pulling up to Crystal. They hear it. I accidentally teleported to the striker.
Yeah, we got a Logi north of 2's rally.
About the 5th time I've done that.
Good call.
So far.
Logi going around north.
Oh, they hear it. The BTR hears it.
Yeah, they do.
They're not going to get eyes, though. This could be a big
They've
wipe.
just cut their engine, but a little bit too late. Their position's already known.
Oh, the other BTR hears it.
Running over their own infantrymen.
Yeah,
Move the truck, please.
We're trying, but it's gonna take us. He'll get past us.
Are they
Oh,
going to
they're
leave
gonna-
him here? Oh, there
found
goes
it.
the BTR.
that's
Oh, what a
one
way
hit.
to die. AT misses the first shot, but not the second. This BTR is having a field day, though.
That's unlucky. There's nothing you can do.
Incredibly unlucky. Brutal. The only thing they could have possibly done was cut their engine sooner, but there's no way for them to know that. That is a completely dead 4.5 squad
There's
off
the,
of this transit.
the SL and one more lives. He's trying to play dead here, but it might just get caught by infantry. Like they're just.
You can leave. We're gonna clear the area that you're in.
Dirge might not see this guy. I don't know if he's gonna see him.
Looking back at base
Oh.
central,
Oh.
Keep 6 has been booted
He
off of
walked
his
right
radio.
past him. Dirge is blind.
Got
Crazy rap.
Striker Wolfpack trying to take out Love Lamp on the top floor. This building at base central. Tactric really not able to pull off any kind of an effective attack yet. Keep 6 on the radio was kind of a linchpin, but he's now gone. We do see them making a beachhead across the river
Check for UAV. UAV could be up that way, I guess.
and easily outnumbering 4.5 on that river.
Tank fight?
Did you shoot 6? Or did I?
Whoa, what's going on?
Our tank just shot. Yes.
Sounds like a bit of friendly fire.
Tank is. This is an okay line of sight. This striker is pretty cheeky. And I'm looking at trees.
Plob, here's AMD popping shots. Pre-fire, very effective. Nice play by Klob, who is now very, very close to a 4.5 rally. We're going to see that get burned. There it goes. Tactrig taking squads out, taking their rallies, and taking the ground. There's still a few left to contest this, but with no respawn, they're forced to play very, very cautiously.
Just took a shot at Justs.
Copy. Can I get a mark?
South.
Also sounds like Stryker is here to help deal with the river situation. Winston Churchill.
On the hill
We will fight them on the beaches with our Stryker. May encounter a TT Tiger on the west side of his bridge
Oh boy, this might be
if they
tough.
decide to cross.
This striker is gonna catch him out.
Will they cross?
They are. The striker.
They will cross. No, they will not. Nope.
No, he's
They're
looking.
backing it out.
Yeah, he sees. Wait.
I think it just found their.
Oh, they didn't go over the bridge.
Nope.
There's mines outside of our main.
Wait. What happened? Earlier, I called Keep 6 was off of this radio, but here he is, prodding up to it, 5 feet away from a 4.5 rifleman who is staring at a tree and does not see him. He is back on this radio, hopefully with a C4. Digs his barbed wire back up.
What is? Where are you looking? Oh, in the.
I'm back at base
Wait,
central.
we're
I thought Keep
he's
6
still
was
here?
dead. He's back.
Wait, did he?
And he walked directly past a 4.5 infantry who was staring at a tree or something. Is now shoveling this radio again.
Is anybody responding? No.
Not
One
quite
One
yet.
guy is responding.
Nick is close by and hasn't reacted yet.
He's getting out of his building. He'll be there soon. Yeah, they're
Yep,
responding.
there we go.
Squad 3 or 8.
So Nick's gonna make an effort. Oh, but the mortar support on the only door in. This could be the one.
Probably from power.
Nick is getting fragmentation
He's gonna get fragged.
forcefully
Oh,
inserted.
never mind. No,
May
he
get
doesn't have a
fragged here.
frag.
Oh no. So now Nick is forced. He has
He's
to
gonna
time
sneak
it.
in.
But the barbed wire. He could still wallbang Keep 6 here or
Oh,
see
no,
his
his
foot.
feet.
Oh, his foot! No!
He's gonna get the feet.
Not at the feet!
No.
Oh, Nick! Very well done, Nick. That radio is very nearly dead.
The tube should keep
As
going.
the rest of 4.5 floods this building and digs this barbed wire down for a second time, I have to imagine they're going to dig it down for good this time.
Do they get it down?
Not quite. Radio's not. Oh, it is bleeding. Radio is bleeding.
I don't think
But
we have a minute.
There's no way they're not going to save this. Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Those
it.
mortars had to have keep going for quite a while, and they've stopped recently. That's 4.5 floods.
I'm sure Ego will
4
have
men into
words.
one room. So the bigger question here is how much longer until Cube 6 is back on that radio again?
Oh, we're about to have a tank fight.
Back to defense, so you can push up with your big squad to attack.
My squad's smaller than Dirge's. Dirge's the better attacking squad.
They should see the striker. Yeah, they see it.
So not only do we have a tank here, but we also have a Bradley on the west side of the river ready to support with a tow.
Remember, I'm 6 with a hat, so I'm really 5.
Copy, one striker.
No, we're not gonna have a tank fight for a little.
Striker storage shooting here. Abrams holding the
Wait, the tank. So Striker, Bradley, and our tank are all west
Striker
there.
Brad Abrams.
I can hear the sound of Jest's heli directly above this tank scouting, though.
Yeah, one striker's hit with the AP. He's running.
Or Ash's heli, to correct myself here.
5 is bonus outside infantry.
So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see Keep 6 back on that radio anytime soon. It looks like his rally's been wiped off of Base Central.
Enemy striker.
Meanwhile,
running
Firebase
eastern
Boris, yet again, this 4th
Hey, is
SL,
that Bradley?
Is it
just
going north?
being
We're
a
gonna
rat,
kill them.
hiding inside of their
Brad
repair
Abrams
station.
still
He's
holding.
keeping me from crossing. Copy.
Oh fuck.
He's seen a little bit of combat so far. He looks injured. He will be wasting a frag
Striker's
on
backing up south.
MRAP that can't be hurt by frags. Almost takes himself
Saw some
out.
splashes in the river here.
Cryptum
On
surely
my
knows
memory,
he's there.
not sure what it is. Maybe Striker.
Zag's gonna pop a nade over this wall. Will not be affected.
On the rep.
Yep, hurt Striker, hurt Striker.
Wait,
on
dude is
my
about to be
memory.
inside
pushed
the
by-
rep. Oh yeah.
Inside the
It's,
rep,
behind the
getting
river.
fragged. Ego's about to push him. This frag.
Good
Oh,
frag.
there it is.
Got him.
Nice job,
Yeah,
Aiden.
not sure exactly where.
That was the one that had his name
I
on
think
it.
he backed up into the farther south, like here.
Ego will confirm that that kill
I can't
happened.
see.
Sounds like BTR is popping some shots.
Which BTR?
We're not gonna
Abrams
push
is
the
this
tank. 'cause
slightly,
they got a
Crystal
kill
and
us
Meat
too,
on the
so-
north side of the mount.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very, very far shots onto the cliffs south of the river.
Oh wait, we might get tank.
all command actions available.
How do we
by
get
the
tank
way.
fight? Nope.
Abrams holding our number.
We're not getting a tank fight. We're getting a game of tank chicken. We're gonna see who blinks first.
Might get a BTR fight here.
Usually in a pub match, this would get decided by who gets bored first, but
Good call out, Crystal. We might
generally
close
not
that.
the
They were
case
all resing.
inside of a competitive setting.
This BTR is on a
Thank
rep
you for
station
the
north of
vacancy, Lo. I know
Kamu.
it's
This
because we can't engage them. They gotta
BTR's
go on.
Mike, Striker's repping. AT could come in and save the striker, but
Abrams, I think he's moving north again.
he saw something.
BTR, you're about
Hey,
to
sees
do
him.
a striker.
Yeah, I do. 2 strikers.
One
Alexia
dead.
on a mission to kill this tank. Alexia tasted blood earlier and she wants more.
He's coming down the road right now. He's about to hit the intersection.
Sounds like tanks are now engaging
Oh,
each
wait.
other.
Sorry, one Vic not dead. Bad comms. Just somebody was. Oh, one dismounted and he just.
Logano, let's get some eyes on Tactric's tank, yeah?
There's
Looks
another
like we're
Vic
finally
fight.
getting your tank fight.
There's another
All
tank
right.
fight. Or Vic fight.
Okay, he's pulling into the. Okay, so this is the repair station in this farm.
4.5's tank weaving in and out.
Moving north.
Looking for Tactric's tank.
Rearm if you need
Not
it,
able to
rearm if
quite
you need it.
Striker and we're
pin
tracking.
it down just yet.
Oh, fuck. 7, you're safe. He's not chasing.
And a tracking
Never mind,
shot by
he's chasing.
Tactric's
He's
tank
got it.
onto
He's got it.
4.5's Abram.
Keep moving.
Oh my.
Bradley's ripping off a
Striker's
toe onto
on that west
Tactric's
side.
tank.
Striker
We're being hit by everything.
Bradley is apparently
Striker's
also
backing
tracked.
up south.
And Pancake's tank is having a difficult time. Bread takes out Abrams. And now we just need to clean this Bradley up, and this armor fight is done and dusted. Pringle repping his own tracks.
Good work.
That's a
Striker
kill on the
dead.
Striker now. And Bradley is ammo racked.
Full armor wipe, full armor wipe.
Gorgeous.
Wait, they won?
35 tickets of armor in just a
Ooh.
few seconds.
Second enemy striker is repping on repetition on bacon.
And 4.5 running away from their flaming Bradley. There goes that Bradley. He just watched a whole lot of tickets trade hands here.
Hit the striker on the rope.
Except it wasn't much of a trade.
Strike on the rope, where? On bacon. Got it.
Poor 4.5 crewman
No. It's inside.
getting shot at by coax. Laid into with HE. And approached by Prodigy to add salt to this wound and send them back to the spawn screen to wait for their next vehicle.
There's 4.5.
Paprika almost takes a shell. Prodigy takes down Coco. Paprika, aware of the situation. Prodigy suppresses for himself.
Strikers here, Micro.
Support from Coax. Paprika is in a very rough situation right here and about to get shot in the ass. And done. That is the tale of the Bradley crew of 4.50. Prodigy finishing up the leftovers.
Okay, tank
Got
side, you rep.
infantry.
4.5 has somebody sitting on the radio at all times now. They're sick of
Where's the lodge?
6.
The lodge, yeah.
No eyes on yet. Not yet.
Ted Cruz's squad south of Base Central pushing across fields to get into
Eyes
cap.
on Naughty. Eyes on Naughty. 9
And I eat my words from earlier because Ted Cruz's squad is Keep Six's squad. We might find him on that radio for a third time. Going prone, avoiding the striker. Striker does not know that they are here. The field that they just worked as.
Oh, Zag is
Three
like,
times
has like
technically.
15 people on him.
Yes.
Wait, this guy just walked past Zag?
Just rolled in.
On 9
Just rolled in, Wolf.
No way.
We're
What?
just beelining west right now, 10 observe.
Zag doesn't know.
I'm gonna get wiped off this side. Their whole fucking team is running out of base.
There's like
Yeah.
a whole squad on 8 by 8.
Yeah, I totally get it. I'm gonna rotate a
They're
couple
pushing
people down
south
to the bottom.
towards Boris
Yeah.
right now. I am flanking on the
Quite a few dead on the woods far east of Base Central. Tactics slowly flowing home through this area.
Truck Dr. Firebase transport, not Lottie transport.
Heard.
Yet again, we might see Tactric burn another rally.
Enemy truck.
Rick put some shots into a Netum.
Strikers
Can't
have a
finish
rally
the
left.
job.
Strikers.
And taken out behind by Paseo, who is being shot by his behind and mortared.
Enemy
Very
vehicles
accurate
by the way.
mortars from Tactrig.
We'll come down and crossfire for you, Qual.
And AM might find some fragmentation coming his way, but he's got that medikit to
Guys,
heal
we're
himself
engine
up.
right into Boris if you could get some support. We just
Oh,
rolled
but
into
these
Boris.
mortars are
Those
on
mortars
his
are
head.
accurate.
And he is just gone. Cream. Not Cream's kill. That was a friendly fire team kill by 4.5's mortars. Very unfortunate miscommunication.
Full ammo dumps on Firebase whenever possible, please. This is the best time. No Bradley, no tank. Get me full ammo. Give up. I'm going
Side's
back.
getting cleaned up. TT's
Is
sneaking
this
their
enemy
way
already
into
on Bacon?
combo.
It wasn't by our friend Mr. Mortar.
Yeah.
Absolute on his tubes. The moment doing a bit more harm for his team than good.
Available, guys. I can RT the North Forest to give us control of the North Forest. If you guys want that.
Wolf is absolutely correct with that.
North Forest is very hot.
We're having a Vic fight here? Yeah, we probably are.
Klob and Dixie, I can
Crystal
RT the
and
North Forest
Micro.
there to give you guys
Brett
control of
about
it.
to get a shot onto a striker, possibly.
You won't get a lot of kills, but you can if you want.
I mean, it'll give you
Brett
the forest,
back
right?
where
So if you
Brett
want,
is
I can, like,
best on the hat
literally
kit.
pivot it, like, along the
It's
red
a
line,
shot onto
get
striker.
fire, and you guys just set it and kill each other.
Outstanding.
Which is now retreating.
Yeah,
Yeah, or I can also do
Micro's going to follow up the BTR if they can find it. But that striker is getting out as fast as it is able.
Yeah.
But it's lost its back tire. That's going to allow TT's micro to catch up with it, possibly.
I don't know if the back tire does
Back to
anything.
get the motors and to give.
Oh wait,
It's not
this-
moving very
This is gonna
quickly.
be the end of the game here.
Oh no.
I have here.
4.5 FP tickets.
And that back tire coming to haunt, as you're correct, the end of the game. Round 1's going to be done here. Looking through kills, 181 to 109 for Tac Trig. And conversely, 182 deaths for 4.5.0. Some thoughts on the entire match as a whole. Very impressed by the complete armor dominance we saw throughout, but especially at the end, taking a striker, taking a Bradley, taking a tank, all within a few moments of each other. Absolutely devastating to 4.5's morale. As far as infantry is concerned, though, 4.5 doing an adequate job keeping their fobs and rallies up long enough to pressure Tac Trig, but never long enough to overwhelm Tac Trig. TT doing a really excellent job pushing past their kills to take ground when they know their enemy's weak. Finally wipe that rally. In a pub situation, when you're fighting another squad on squad fight, if you get a handful of kills, the best thing you can usually do for yourself in that situation is to push into contact further, get a little bit more ground, because that's going to put you closer to their rally. If you sit still, having wiped half a squad, or heck, even an entire squad, you've really done nothing for yourself to advance your position, to get closer to wiping that squad off the map. So we're going to be taking a quick 10-minute break here. Good time to get some hydration, go to the bathroom, self a snack, and then we'll be swapping sides.
GG. We'll be right back. Then we are
And
so back.
We're back. Welcome back to Tactric versus 4.5.0. That first match was an absolute slugfest between the armor, especially towards the end there. We saw 30-something tickets worth of armor pieces go down for 4.5 in about the span of 60 seconds. This time around, we've got 4.5 on the Russian side, showing what they can do with the BTRs, with the Tigers that Tactric just had access to.
Right.
This round, though, TT's opting for USA Motorized, which instead of the Bradley, gets 2 MGSs for more mobile.
We didn't get to see it last match, but I'm very curious to see. I'm very curious to see if 4.5.0 is going to go for the Bay Camo Central rush with their BTRs, because they have a very, very advantageous timing to that area. They can get there pretty quickly. That is an important back cap for Tactric. That being said, last match they did try to stall Tactric out at Dam Outlet. Managed to hold it for quite a while until Wolf Squad got back into that situation and took control over again. So even if they do win an armor rush at Bay Kumo, it's going to be very difficult for them to truly keep Tactric out of that situation. In pub matches, it's really common to see a BTR rush completely end an entire match. But in a comp setting, these players are so good at sneaking into caps and keeping themselves alive and undetected that it's not as common to see those back caps become the critical defining factor for a match. So really what the most important thing would be is who takes over Firebase Boris, because that's your midpoint. That's what's going to matter in the end. Last match, we saw that go towards TT. This match, we're going to find out in about 45 minutes.
I've got accurate pointer.
TT main is so loud. Alright, maybe we can catch some command comms?
As I was spectating 4.5.0's main last match, a lot of talk, a lot of chatter, granted in Ukrainian, so I'm not sure exactly what was being said. This time, completely silent. 4.5.0's main. They're feeling the pressure, I think, and their morale might be a little bit shaken by some of those losses they took towards the second half of the last match. We'll be rolling here in about 5 seconds.
What the fuck is this?
And here we go. 4.5 splitting up immediately. Taking a BTR, some Tigers, and a Logi straight south.
You can get on the
Just one MGS left.
Dexy, I'm getting you some A-tier B-roll.
Oh,
Right
rollout's
now.
already ruined for 4.5.0. There's our ruined rollout. Maestro crashes into a tree. They were waving their guns, their 50 cals at each other between the open top and the RWS, just saying hello. And a little distraction caused them to just bonk a tree. .5's BTRs were attacking just
man.
south of home.
Look at TT's just like Vic column. It's just look at them on the map. It's just a caterpillar.
Beautiful.
Oh, and they're splitting up now. Some strikers are going north. Oh, look at this sick
Aw.
cut.
I was really hoping to see guards here run into a whole convoy.
We have MGS and 250s heading south, trying to stop this rush that looks like it's not going to come.
So we've got our BTR Wolfpack splitting up a little bit here. We've got one BTR heading south, while the other two cross the bridge towards power station. Sorry, both of them heading towards power station here. Transport south.
You're good. No, I know. I was waiting to let you go.
Oh no!
I didn't want to try to force.
First. What a shame.
4.5's 4th squad already setting up a fob at power station. The race to Boris begins, but Tactric is in there with much more infantry presence than 4.5 is currently able to muster. Do have a hat kit waiting on the rails of the west side. He might be able to get some action here in just a moment.
4.5 spots out 1 MGS heading north. Is this an AT team? It is a hat kit. Yep, they see him.
Nothing.
That might be
30 miles north side.
about to cause
BTR catches some infantry out. Woo.
30
Winston
miles near
Churchill
power
again.
station or north of Central, one of the two.
Alright, I'm moving to check it.
1 MGS going to power station.
Oh, we've got a
somewhere
BMP with an angle over this MGS crossing the bridge right now. If
Enemies
Coco
are
just
crossing
turns
the
his
road.
turret,
One BTR march accurate.
I think they're too
Coco
distracted.
misses a free kill.
He's
Too
looking
distracted
south.
by Micro and Crystal about to be ambushed.
Oh my goodness.
Walking right into a BMP.
Just be careful of that
Engined. Not taken out just yet, but this BMP is feeling just fine. There goes Micro's.
Getting him.
Striker gets picked off all by itself.
Oh my gosh.
Rocket
MGS.
prone.
BTR.
Rocket prone directly onto this BMP. Not armed with anything to make a difference.
Supercars. Oh, eyes on. He's sorry, eat him right.
That was a solid hit by Pancakes. Pancakes is very hurt though.
Alright, we gotta be a little bit smarter.
They're engines. That's gonna be a
Yeah.
good kill.
Reps coming up.
BMP's chasing Striker. BMP's chasing 10.
4.5's armor putting up a hell of a fight at the start of this match.
6-7,
Much
you
more
come up the
effective
hill,
than we saw
we
them at
push.
the end of the last one.
It's alright.
Hopefully that puts a little bit of pep in their step as they move forward towards Firebase Boris here.
Striker. We still have another Striker.
Their infantry presence on Firebase Boris has now become oppressive.
I think mortars on power plant station.
It initially looked to be something of a 50-50 split here, but there's quite a few Tactric dead on the east side of Boris.
Oh, good kill
As
by
Sure.
Lizzie
Just
pops
stationary near
Percio.
power station.
Glizzy. Same guy.
Frost making it down the north side.
Hello.
Neither team establishing complete dominance in Firebase. Tactric's got a very close spot on the east. It looks like 4.5 will be using their defense fob on power station to stage rallies for their Firebase push. So Tactric's going to have a bit of an advantage with the initial here. But 4.5 with an effective use of rallies
Striker,
might
south,
be able
south.
to
Oh, excuse me. That's you guys.
take Firebase Boris. Now Ash is getting lit up by a BMP's autocannon, but that kill's not going to get confirmed.
I did the same thing with our Lottie, don't worry.
I'm dead.
Oh.
We are gonna need you up here.
7, there is a Tiger south of you.
Ash does indeed go down, though,
Okay, give me a mark. Give me a mark.
Mid lane's getting lit up by north lane.
Near 2
finding
rally.
himself on
north
the
side.
silos.
I'm gonna offer.
I'm making it.
I can do Lottie
nothing south side again.
Good tubes.
Someone say that again.
So TT is finding themselves in a similar
I can
situation
lodge
that
you if you want.
4.5.0 found themselves in the last match, getting pressed back to their fob on the east side by a
Send your
really
guys on
strong
my
infantry
squad,
fight.
Spawn on squad 11 rally, take the logi off of me.
Positive about to pop Aidenhoff. Not quite. Oh, there it is. Yep, Aiden goes down.
Claw hitting it.
Cooler might be able to trade
I
the
don't
kill.
see this Tiger anywhere. He's probably gone around on the south.
Okay.
Positive gets one tap by Fuckies. Or Cooler gets one tap by Fuckies.
Can we update it on the BMP if they cross the bridge or not?
And the train of 4.5.0 continues towards Tactric's Hab,
Squad 7, are you damaged?
we think they're setting up a hab on the
No, I'm dealing with a.
finding themselves in exactly the same situation as 4.5.0 was
It's on the logi,
Oh,
not the
there he
half
is.
an hour
Sorry, I was
earlier.
looking for him.
This MGS making its presence known.
It's on me now?
Trying.
Yeah.
Justin Scriptum doing good work. Scriptum just deleting Bissa with a shell.
Yeah.
That's fine. Logi still gets focus. The logi.
Infantry's gonna find the Tiger, insta pop, rip him out of the seats, and the next step. Good cleanup.
Tiger dead. Crows.
Good cleanup. Some infantry rushing Baykamu.
There might be a mine
Yep.
there on the mark. Just FYI.
They
that's
might
very
be
good.
fine as long
Yeah.
as
Thank you.
Dirge's squad can keep themselves
They might have
alive.
placed a rally
Speaking
there.
of staying alive, we've got a tactics
Pancakes on
squad on
Firebase.
Firebase Boris
Okay, tell him to join my
just
squad again.
barely scraping by. Nike, Club, Dixie, and Fox
Do we know where their armor is? Are they close to fire or not?
against what feels like the whole world to them.
I think they're BMP RT, or he's going to a rep somewhere.
Okay, where are
That's a
they
good
Nike
call.
making
fire?
BMP is
an aggressive push towards Frost. Frost is not in a good spot. Does Nike see
Okay, we have two
Prickles?
options here.
No, they miss each other just barely.
Ah,
There it is. There's the pick. And now we're on to Shiz.
What's the call?
Do not cap it, just control.
And I think Nike has a beat on that. Doesn't need to take the shot because Dixie's down
Yeah,
below,
go
but
straight
they
to the cap
trade
until we
themselves
have
out.
Better control, and we need to get north first.
Back to Nike, who is
I'm talking about
confirmed
whether I
the
should
clear
move my
of
squad off of
most
Bay
of the
right now or
Firebase
not.
Boris Plateau.
No?
Cap
With only one alive and Grinch
Yeah,
on the
yes,
southwest
good.
side. Getting a shot onto Fox, who goes down.
Once we
Thought
cap
Patrol
Bay,
here to
then cap
respond.
Boris.
Can you take me south?
We need
His
to confirm
grenadier
that.
kit.
We need to confirm
An
that,
HE
and we need
grenade
to
would be perfect in this
simultaneously be
situation
wrapping
right
north
now.
on Boris and clearing them out.
Thought does not quite have it ready.
He was like touching
Getting
him.
shots onto Grinch,
Very
going for
athletic.
the aggression, shoving Grinch, who is now prone and stuck in a corner. Pulls out the bandage, and that is the wrong move.
Are we planning to move this hab
Patrol
forward into the
cleans
point,
up.
or is it staying where it is?
And an instant give up from Grinch means that Firebase Boris, for the time being,
Probably
is
should move
under
it.
tactics
It's getting
control. But
farmed.
Hey, it may be the south.
looking at the map, it's really not a firm control just yet. They still
Did he
have to
place that
find some way to
moving forward
cut
there
off
instead
that
of
steady
actually on the
stream of
point itself?
infantry coming from Power Station,
Yeah, let's do that. Let's rotate hab as soon as
Mortars
we have.
get him.
tearing into
everyone's
the
ready,
northern
we have,
Canada.
We have some better control, yeah.
Oh, I'm down.
So
Shot
like
my
plan
headshot.
within 5 minutes.
Он каленый.
Turn the wrong
There's
corner.
another. There's two.
Слева комната вроде.
They're trying to flush out. 4.5 is trying to flush out back caps right now. They have 3 guys breaching in.
They're gonna have a tough time going from building to
They
building
trade
here.
us.
Your fire teams.
Pablo gets taken down. Dirge is still alive. Just holding on the second floor of a house next door.
Logi, I mean, you want me to run it before claiming take?
This cap,
Trust your judgment, whatever you want, Pringle. If you have time to do it, then
PT
yes.
can keep control of Firebase Boris. Dirge is going to confirm this cap
North
in a
lane, the
moment
pressure
here.
is getting alleviated here. We have a little bit of breathing
Angry,
room.
getting a shot on Revold. That house is now aware.
Clean up the helmets, please. The
Angry
bad
finds
marks are
himself in a
marks.
ditch in a 2v1. He's not going to win that fight. Down goes Angry. So, really just a Dirge, who is in command chat calling out a confirmation that this is going to be confirmed the cap for
I think Dirge and I need to stay and defend till we confirm the
Ghost rushes in. I'll
Boris.
help Dirge with this situation. Of course, with his favorite marksman kit.
One rally, half a squad.
Straddling a fence like a boss.
Probably from your direction. Probably burned
we're just gonna-
Oh my
look at that.
goodness!
There was a couple
Hops off the fence for the style points. Odin wants to
No
try
cap
too.
on Firebase,
Odin
correct?
doesn't commit to the fence though, which tells me Odin might lose this fight.
Confirm you
No,
do
let's
not
start-
want us to
let's-
cap
Narva
it.
has no fucking clue where he is.
I think
Oh, now he knows.
positioning's good enough now. Let's start thinking
Oh,
about
the
rotating
double
hab.
seam by
So
Dirge.
next watch you run is rotating
Bait and
hab,
switch.
yes, you can cap Firebase now.
Yeah, check before we do.
Another AK
Check to make sure we
right
really
next to
have there.
Ghost this whole time. Ghost goes
Or the
down.
already marked.
Let's
yeah,
see,
you
does
can,
Dirge
you
get
can,
the
you can.
follow up?
Okay, okay.
Are we still moving
Nope,
cap?
Dirge is
Tear down
committing
and
to
take it.
hiding.
Oh yeah, Baykamu
Yeah,
is
it's like one
capped.
of the warehouse sheds. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Maestro
yeah.
finds himself in a wasted
Okay, yeah.
position now. There's no need to be here now that this objective is
I need info on the
captured.
Vex here.
Perhaps a frag rocket for Dirge.
I heard
Dirge's life is about to be measured in seconds. There he goes.
But I'm not sure. It was
Very
just
nice
audio.
shot by Maestro, just cleaning that up. Unfortunately, you needed to do that about 90 seconds ago.
Yeah.
This objective is
Oops.
not yours. But, same time, Firebase Boris, not looking great.
Guys, we've lost one of our rallies on Bay.
We've
I
got
It looks okay.
minimum. We've got
Firebase
minimum
would
of
be
two
solution beyond Bay.
4.5.0 inside cap and a full squad just off the north being supported by a BCR 82.
By the way, pushing south.
If that force crawls forward over the next minute or two, Boris is going to be in some trouble.
Two of them.
Northwest Boris.
Man chat calls
Zach,
those
so can you let me know if you
BCRs
hear audio and tank coming down that way?
shoving themselves into Sea-Doo,
Yeah,
Bob, Top
yeah.
Patrol, Fox.
Oh, Zudu's
One
gonna get
taking
caught
a
out.
rocket, no component damage. Sea-Doo is just gone. Flips
Oh,
a
they flipped.
BTR in the
Oh, we're good.
process. Nope, pulls a barrel roll for style points.
Engine.
Takes a hat kit to the engine. BTR is in a terrible spot with
Zudu just
nowhere to
got
roll.
God. What is going on?
Yeah, I'm doing the launcher.
He's gonna have to rep, but there's still Flop here,
Flip hat.
ready to deal with the situation. One good grenade is all it's gonna take.
Okay, they have a rally and a...
Flop gets taken out
Just abandoned.
from the side.
Alright, we're gonna be on their mortar fob here in the next couple minutes.
Ted Cruz.
So now it's gonna fall to Thought Patrol and freaking Pwned. Try to clean up this BTR situation. Inscriptum's MGS
Oh yeah.
just next to this BTR. They managed to lay eyes on it. It's done. Hat
hat
Kit
kit.
barely misses his shot on just Inscriptum. They're gonna retreat and leave this BTR in peace.
Is Zudu not calming that his body is literally under the BTR? 'Cause it
It's
looks
also
like-
possible that they're waiting to get two vehicles on this situation.
Yeah, yeah.
When that MGS misses a shot, however unlucky that would be,
We're gonna move.
they're done. They have to hit their first shot.
This is a
Captain's
super
here
good hull down.
without depression.
Oh,
And
they're
that
in.
MGS is showing exactly why he didn't push in earlier. Hat Kit takes him out
Oh.
from the side. It falls to Cream and Captain to finish this BTR off.
Best medical have.
Yeah, this
And they
is
are
the better
absolutely
angle.
going to get that kill.
You can see the Vic driver
They're not
difference
dead.
here.
They're
Cream
not dead.
finds an angle where BTR 80
Second
has
30 mil
fall down.
is near 10 rally.
If I were Tactrig's armor, I'd not really be happy with
Stalling
that
cap,
trade, though,
they're
because
reattacking Firebase
there
from
really
the
was
south.
not a need to lose that MGS in that engagement.
No.
I need
Second
info
BTR
for
is engine off.
Pushing a BTR in
BTR is
support
shooting.
position. Another BTR on the west side of the river, laying into the remaining striker.
Hey, I think there should abandon ACOG
And now firing wildly into smokes. He has no idea where the striker is. The striker is wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to make that decision.
Aiden's gonna find himself taken down by
South.
Razor.
Enemy mortars are back up.
Another striker right on him. Oh, City in a bad place.
TT is gonna scrape by for Boris here. A lot of
Can I get a
infantry to the north.
Hurry up.
BTR fucked off.
Couple seconds.
Can't make it. Do this in command chat, please. Don't clog Discord.
Cooler finally takes out
Um,
Most City
I
right
don't
next
know,
to him.
Do we want to do that? Should we have
use
these
that
abandon
pivot.
that? Probably should,
Those
right?
strikers
He should
are going
go
to
south side across the river.
ensure dominance of
The whole
the
Yeah,
six
Boris,
men?
Stay south
north
side
of
of
Boris.
Boris.
Okay.
BTR is RTB.
Yeah, because they're gonna
Updating
branch
on
off
Boris,
from where
looking
they were
much
fighting,
better for TT
and they're gonna
now.
push into
Things have
Firebase
started
from
to
there.
calm down, and 4.5.0 has been relegated to the woods north of the main power station in Boris.
Yep. Yeah, just make sure you full wipe those guys.
All of
and
the
then,
creative
if you wanna
flanks
split
at
your squad and send a few
4.5.0
up
can
north
really
side
do
of
have been
Boris
dealt
and
with,
push a lot of
and
squads
now we've
into
just
the
got
map.
the full frontal assault. T knows about that. It's not going to be easy for
We
them to
are
push
moving the
past
hab
this.
now, right?
Yeah, let's move the hab now. We have we have everything in. Let's move the hab.
Meanwhile,
Let's do it
north
right
of
now.
Power
Are we
Station,
looking
Ted
at
Cruz's
Firebase or
squad starting to work their way in.
On the fob crate.
Keep
on the fob
6
crate.
on that radio
Fob
from
crate,
last
fob crate.
match. Now
There's
creeps
no
up
good
to
spots.
mortar
I
on the mortar.
I will go with medical and I'll do
I
it.
love that.
Oh,
We're gonna
Rocket
find-
they might get spotted out by the sludgy. Sludgy's, I think, gonna miss them.
It's like Keep 6 and Ted not taking the mortar out yet. They really don't want their presence to be known.
I don't think they know exactly where the tube is.
When the
They're
heli's up, I need info
damn
on
close to
the
it.
Oh, the
BMP and
guy
tank
got
and
off
stuff.
tube.
Yeah.
Why would
if
he
you
get
could
off
get that,
tube?
that'd be great.
I just want to make sure I'm not driving into
All right,
it on
Keep
fire
Six
base
got
or
his barbed wire out.
power
They
plant, I
must.
should
They
say.
must.
Gonna have to
know.
put it away and deal with the infantry, maybe.
Ted Cruz
He'll be dropping
died.
a C4 on that radio.
Come on. I'm right over the BMP. Oh my god.
He's on the field.
Okay.
EP 8 armor.
Rocket got the other
Okay.
guy.
So it looks like Keep Six is alone inside of this building at the moment.
Yeah, just get out of there. Good to see you doing up there for it.
Batiara finding
Oh my
himself
goodness.
flanked.
We lost the yellow building north
Keep
of
Six
fire
doing
base.
his job as best as he can, but GLs are not letting him do it.
We're moving the fob, so you might.
And
C4
C4 takes down that radio. It is now currently
Can
staged
you
but
help
not
some of the radio
bleeding.
down in that case?
Keeps gonna return to his radio
Enemy
and
crows.
do what he can do.
Radio
Cross
mode.
As Nick loading the frag rocket. Nope,
Going for
frag
frag.
grenade. Keeps
the
gonna
other
confirm the
MSG's
bleed,
here, the MSG's coming
and he
up.
might be able to get away from this frag.
GG.
Bad frag!
Crows just passed Bakelmo Bridge.
Unfortunate. That frag really needed to land.
Looked like he was a one
Crows
man.
is
And now
coming.
Six has this radio on bleed. Absolute rushing. Try to stymie the situation. And Keep Six not
guy
defending
might-
his
this
radio
guy might
from
sneak
on
in.
top of it.
Oh wait, where's he going? He doesn't know radio. Second floor.
On the wrong floor. Popping the stairs here. Keep Six is watching that door and might just see him.
He gets him.
Goes down.
Radio, you can see it through a window
This
on the
radio
north, so if armor
gonna
can get
find
up,
itself
bang.
dead in just
Enemies
a few
crossing
moments
land
here.
Bridge, full squad crossing
Keep
land
Six
bridge,
holds
towards fire base.
most
Michael,
accessible entrance to
you
that
know
radio.
Get this.
Allo gonna try to push in as well. Does not seem to know where Keep Six is. Teammate might not be calming. Had no
Trying to
idea.
protect you,
Teammate
yo.
did not call out where Keep Six was.
Radio's
Teammate
gonna
probably
bleed here.
didn't know. Just a moment.
Ash, can you
Keep
scout
Six
ahead of
holds.
us before I push in here?
The entrance.
Is anything
Sure.
else going on? Not really.
And that is a
Radio
solo radio take from Keep Six. Excellent
whoa.
job
We
getting
need
into
to do
their
it now,
attack.
though.
Ted
getting into
Cruz
their
died
defense
for
objective.
this radio take.
Hey, we took out the power station radio. No radio on power station.
Pretty much solo.
Mortars are down.
And
Nice.
nothing of
Nice,
value
Cruz, well
was
done.
lost. Just kidding, Ted.
Dodge, have your squad just died?
So
up
Keep
there?
Six
Respawn
now
rally, please.
surveying his domain
Yep.
of
Doing it.
4.5.0's defense objective. Not very well defended at the moment. The lights are on, but nobody's home as the entire team has walked off to go push Boris and
Good kill.
very well punish them for that.
Wait, Dirge runs
I need to fly
irons?
over
What
northwest
the
of
heck?
10, see where their tank and BTR is.
Northwest 10, okay.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
swing
well,
around and
Ted
try to
Cruz
find
There's a tiger and
the
a rally.
BMP.
Keep Six
Alright,
still
you go
here for
good.
Okay,
blood.
we'll deal with that.
It should be the
About
Ardo.
to pick off all the revives.
Okay, heard.
Mayhem might see him. Six sees him first. What an angle through the sheet metal.
Hey, both lobbies are right next to
Oh,
each other.
whoa. When did this BMP get north?
Heard, sending tubes, tell your blueberry to get away from him.
BMP is northeast side of Boris. I don't think this has been comms. Tank
Ted,
is
tell your
too.
blueberry to get away from those lodges.
What? There is no comms about this.
Okay, we got killed by the tiger.
No
south
comms,
east.
but Bread's hat
was on
kit
here,
is
we saw
aware of
that.
this
Oh,
BMP.
yeah. It might be a Discord
Right, it's
comm.
there. It's there. My bad. They're trying to recover. We had to
Coco
kill
and
them.
Paprika inside of their BMP, trying to get a view over Boris, but Bread off in the distance. About to line up a shot.
Oh, reload. Oh, wait. That was a reload.
And it just moves out of the way in time to
Yeah,
miss
he
that
fucked
shot.
off the
Not
other
the
one.
first time that's happened to Bread.
You
You hate to see it. And that BMP has a beat on his position.
The Logi
Smoke
marks
with
are
his
accurate.
AT launcher giving him away. He hasn't repositioned yet, so he's about to go down.
Aw,
Another missed shot.
Dead.
Just not a great situation for Bread to be in after that first shot.
Red's retired.
Yeah. They probably have a flank.
Bread normally able to get a
Or
lot
maybe
done with
even
the
a head.
hat kit, but sometimes when the shots don't land, there's nothing you can do about it. One thing that newer players can take from this, though, is when you've got your hat kit, you take
an
a shot,
opportunity to
that
move the hat
smoke
right
is
into Boris.
immediately going to identify your location. If you can, you really do need to move after you fire your first shot. As tempting as it is to see the effects of your shots.
get it.
Oh no!
Right now.
4.5 is hot dropped.
Yeah, if you guys want to
Not
put
really
it forth,
hot,
that's fine.
but
You can put it
dropped a
forth.
heli to
It's
get a
your call,
radio
your guys are
down.
closer there.
Heli rotored itself, but the radio down is going to be successful.
That works too, yeah, it's fine.
I'll set it just like previous tab. Just bring Lachi down.
TT
Successful.
unable to capitalize on the power station having no radio. That's going to get back up, and it's going to be a reset.
Ted Cruz's squad doing
BMP,
an outsized
BMP,
amount of work
BMP
here,
Tank, 8 armor.
not being followed up on by their team.
Tank marked. BMP marked.
TT's now aware of the positions of 4.5.0's armor.
Alright,
Ellie doing
Tank
a wonderful job
is-
scouting them all out.
both are going to be pushing west now. BMP in front. On the road.
We only have a lot of 4.5.0 on the west side of the
I'm switching back to driver.
Forest River.
Oh, you
Playing
can
Sniper Elite, trying to see if they can take a couple tickets.
Are the teams back on
Oh, that's a crazy
hit.
shot by
That
Scriptum.
tank's behind. Marked.
Scriptum somehow got angle on the BMP.
Abrams, just wait for the MSG to get Bison to make him
Tank
make
engine.
RTB.
Tank engine.
Oh
and wait for
my
him. Engines.
goodness.
Or airstrike him.
That is a
Airstrike him.
crazy LOS.
Tank airstrike.
MGS is going to get cooked, though.
We don't even need air.
Missed.
Just mortar him. Is he trapped?
We don't have motors up. We don't have motors. Engines, Just engines. picking the havoc now.
MGS is in trouble here if they can't get out.
Right on 8 IMERC tank.
BMP popping shots on the helicopter trying to keep Krabs from
W.
getting calmed out.
I'll see if I can
Krabs
stop
is
the
doing
rep.
his
I
rep
got
on
lat
the
going
tank.
into.
Right on 8 IMOC? Okay.
Looks
Yeah.
like Tactric might commit to an
From what I
airstrike on
saw.
this one,
going.
but
Heads up on Boris.
Make it go north.
unlikely
north,
to
north,
actually
north, along the road.
have an effect here. Now, this is only a single repairman on this tank, but
They're going to be able to wiggle.
Coming.
This
They will
Slack kit has to
possibly
do
be
Am I
able
able to set a
to
rep here?
roll just as these rockets land.
Go for it. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Oh, this is going to be close. Fingers,
Can I be inbound? I'll pop up.
gotta get into position.
I'll pop
Nope,
up
they're already going to move.
Confirm. If I can.
Comes our A10 Warthog strike.
That's going to be a miss.
This A10 is not going to be landing its shots.
Ah,
Almost gets retracked by the lat. That would have been huge. That A10 does not hit his mark. Does not hit his mark.
Still moving north, 8 IMERC.
Unfortunate.
Flying away.
BMP tank, both very happy to be leaving this position. Lat strikes its target on that, but no component damage.
good shot by Hot Dog.
Hey, if my squad's gonna keep pushing north towards
Vehicles are
power,
just
we need
splitting.
help. Like, someone pushing this lane.
Big infantry
that-
push.
that's-
we're kinda
TT
getting
north
fucked right now.
from Firebase
Club,
to
I'll give you
power.
priority ammo now.
Tags
No,
Eagle,
still-
one manning the
Goddamn,
striker,
that's a
killer.
playing
You guys
it
get
very
helmets
fast
smart.
and loose between 4.5.0's tank
It's
and
like,
I
BMP.
lived. He's not dead,
Yeah,
Brick.
I know.
He's not dead.
What the fuck more?
Reveal.
-4, what the fuck?
You're welcome.
Okay.
Aiden, you want to get in or?
Lies? Yeah, sure.
So, how is it that 4.5.0's fob on power station is?
Where's that BTR fire?
They dropped a heli. They
No.
brought a heli in and a squad and they
No,
replaced
but
it.
the
Very
hab is
high
unusable.
ground, I'm not sure though.
Oh.
Very high ground.
Wait,
Is Tank getting a shot on
main
the
battle
radio,
tank
perhaps?
is shot across the river. Oh, that's tough. You
The
gotta be,
receiving end of this. And it ain't fun for
super
these guys.
picky about radio placements because this is
Audio on
State-
stick by
Pancake gets picked
Like,
by,
he's going down
or
the
Pancake gets a
road
pick on
back
Absolute.
towards power, it sounds like.
This radio
IMERC tank north.
is
Firebase.
getting just demolished by Tactrig's tank. What a sliver of an angle.
4.5's tanks moving to engage, but they're not on full health. But doesn't really matter. They're gonna have to deal with it anyway.
And that is going to be 4.5's radio on bleed. Some
Enemy radio
beautiful
on- did
shots
Squad
from
3 rally
Pringle and
burn?
Pancake's
Did Squad
tank.
3 rally burn or did Squad 3 move it?
I dare
Well, I
any
just moved my
4.5.0 infantryman to try to take this radio unless that Abrams gets engaged.
Squad
Now we're
3
hearing
rally? 'Cause it was
I'm
no,
expecting
it was
90.
Firebase, it was birds.
4.5
Yeah,
tanks
they're
is about to
gonna
have
be
LOS on Pringle.
Enemy
90,
west
not
of
at
Fire
full
base.
health.
Take Boris. Take move
We'll need to
across the
fight a
bridge.
slight uphill battle to
One hit.
take out this tank.
They have a slight hold down. This is really gonna be pretty impossible. That was a miss. They're Pringle and
They are
Pancakes
making
is
across
cracked.
that bridge. This is a bit more interesting now.
Yep.
Oh, hits the tree. Unfortunate. Autocannon from afar.
They're double trapped. What's going on here? Yeah.
Engine
Oh,
shot onto Pringle's tank.
I don't know if this is doing any damage. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is, because it's burning.
Pancakes takes another.
Well, that was it.
And there goes that tank. They're getting shot at by some autocannon, but it's not going to do much.
Good job.
What was
Calling out the
that?
position of a BTR who is just playing. Oh, sorry, BMP that is just playing
Ted, has there
games.
been any reset on power yet?
But without an ATGM,
Whoa, what is this?
not much
Guys,
to
up
do.
there.
Kill the BMP.
Shots
Good, we're gonna come in.
You say
And another Vic, all the way up, a BTR 82, all the way at the top of the damn mountain,
BMP's not
from
dead.
quite far
BMP
away.
went north.
Do we have mark?
I'm not sure what they're hoping to accomplish with an autocannon at that distance onto an MBT's front armor, but
Getting tracks up.
perhaps an interesting distraction.
Firebase, far south, opposite side of the river.
But that distraction, that tank fight, was what 4.5.0 needed to save their fob at
Loveland.
power station.
Miss this guy.
That being said, all Abrams has to do is return to the position it was in earlier. It's still in that position
Tiger
since it's been
near
tracked. It really
west
ought to
of
be
Fort
popping some shots
Raleigh.
onto this radio
I think we killed
once
the radio
again.
with the tank.
Okay, different.
I think we got it. Oh, they
Ted
dug it
Cruz
out.
is about to
Wolf
disprove. Wolf
is
on
just
this
dead
one.
wrong. It's still here.
Yep.
I'm out of UAV.
That tank really needs to be turning its turret and popping more shots on this radio right about now. Oh, maybe not while Ted is there.
Team
Tiger on
kills.
8
We
mark.
approve team kills.
Radio on power, radio on power.
Oh, Ted, are you okay?
He's on the queue.
Ted almost gets wiped by his own tank.
I did not expect that.
I did not expect that either. I don't think Ted knew that was coming.
Pancakes.
Tiger
No
near
regard
radar
for team.
mark.
Sends it in there.
Careful tank. BMP making
Pancakes
close
is insisting
northwest.
that Ted Cruz eats
Get a heli
depleted
flyover
uranium
on
for
the west side of
breakfast.
the river. I'm looking. Maybe we need to find
Our
this
tanks
BMP
may
so
be
you don't take
resuming
from
their
the
shots
tank.
onto that radio. Joe goes down to Ted, who is hiding under the stairwell.
BMP might sneak up on this, just watch out.
BMP is not.
I'm here, I'm here, I'm
He's
here.
that man.
I'm here.
BMP needs to be
radio's
doing
still on
something
bleed.
about this, but I don't think they're going to be able to.
Boy, there's a
They
lot
were
of
wounded
hits here,
earlier,
There's an
and-
already going down.
They were wounded earlier, and if they had an ATGM to use, they would have used it during the tank
Don't run in
fight.
the radio room yet. We're just gonna keep shelling it until
Oh,
it's gone.
I hit the wrong button.
They'll get it up.
It's on the left side. No.
So that's 4.5.0's
Enemy
radio
artillery
bleeding
on
once
West
again on power
Raleigh just
station.
burned on South Bridge. They
And
are going to follow up.
with a bit of infantry support, unless they get taken out by their own tank, I don't see this radio being saved this time around. With 4.5.0's infantry only able to
As we grind
blow rocket up with GLs and frustration,
west side of the river.
Big already on
not
the
much
rest.
they can do.
There's a small element there.
Save this radio.
I've rotated my
Pop
squad.
150 cal
on
striker,
power.
or no, that was the 240.
This one's
Those are
other
two
squad
tickets.
is staying there.
Another 5
Not going to
tickets.
stop
bleeding,
Absolute
bleeding.
from trying.
This hab is holding up though, you know, these tarps, am I
Aiden guarding the radio. I really hope he's calm to his tank to hold fire while he's in that building.
Peek their main real quick.
And with that, once
Okay,
again,
somewhere north of
4.5.0
our
finds
guns
himself
MPS.
short 40 tickets worth of radios on power station.
Yeah, just split out. Just split out. Right now.
He says just a
Very well
Tiger.
done from Tactrig's tank, finding the sliver of an angle and finishing
or
that radio
Tiger
off.
somewhere.
Updating on Boris, small squads on the east side of 4.5.0 making a push in.
Oh my gosh, Scriptum just got 4 kills with
Oh
one
my
MGS
goodness,
shot.
look at that kill feed.
Oh, it was a Logi.
MGS popping Logi.
Tiger.
I'm getting 50 off of
Off
Firebase
of
right
Tiger.
That's tough.
Very minor push into Boris. I absolutely do not see this going the way that 4.5.0 would hope it to. Revolt is about to get smacked by a wolf.
BTR north of
Oh, hide over boar! Because of hide over boar, wolf! And Medical has to finish the job for him. You see, Wolf, you weren't on top of the wall like Ghost of Nerva was earlier. That's why you didn't go.
BTR
You gotta be on top of the wall.
BTR turreted.
See, you're dead, right?
BTR being peeled. I've seen 8 red moving south.
Is he playing dead? Are we sure?
Keep me updated where
So
the
Tactrix marked an enemy rally
BTR is fucking off.
only 100 meters east of Boris, when in reality that rally is
Which
about
BTR
300
is
meters
west?
out.
10. I saw 10.
But the idea is the
Okay.
same. They have a rally to our east.
BTR is
We'd
hitting
like to
north
see
of 10.
Tactrix push
East
out to
of
deal
power.
with that.
There's 10, okay.
BTR's Zag missed a shot, which it was a pretty hard shot, but the BTR is gonna try to sneak away. They accidentally drove into a wall.
Ghost UK
Yeah, update on that,
pulling out
Give
2
me a
against
mark on that.
Tactrig,
Okay, yeah.
showing
let's
his
go for
might.
field first. You're good, you're good.
He's got to go through Dixie and Brick before he can get anything
You're
done
good.
here,
No problem.
and I hear the sounds of a very angry Abrams. Didn't even matter, Dixie took him down.
No, chasing BTR.
They're looking. The
Abrams.
mark's bad, so he's gonna be looking
50
north.
mortar
but
shells.
It's west. Cream's gonna miss it. Oh, wait. It's behind a wall.
Tank is engine. Friendly tank is engine.
Friendly tank loses its engine, possibly to mortars.
Switch to crewman as the tank don't let them mortar the tank.
Mortars are landing right on top of that tank.
Where tank?
Looks like Justin Scriptum's
Mark
MGS
30 feet.
engaged with a BTR that is now dead.
BTR doesn't have hide overboard.
Bridge just south
Other
of power
30 mil
station,
dead.
east side of the
It's
river.
gonna be
dead.
a quick BTR kill for Cream.
Enemy heli is landing in eastern field on Firebase Boris.
Zag, kill the heli.
Where is this heli?
What?
It is directly on top of Zag's striker, taking a couple shots, but it might just make its way out of here.
Oh,
Zag takes a hat kit,
no full engine, but no damage. Oh, that was it.
and
Oh,
the
that's
match
it.
ends.
Well, that was a lot less fun than last round.
2 very fast matches.
no.
Don't ruin my video.
All around, pretty good, entertaining match. Good armor trades, good armor fights, good infantry. Solid rollouts by both teams at the start of the round. Both teams played pretty aggressively.
So yet again with the armor game here, 4.5.0 putting up a lot more of a fight on the first half of the match, but the second half of the match belonged entirely to Tactrig. 4.5.0 losing her tank, 2 BTRs, radio, helicopters ×2. And those losses are part of the reason why they found themselves in such a deficit. And once those other pushes on Firebase Boris had been dealt with, and it was just that northern angle, it was very easy for Tactrig to just contain that and roll the situation. So with that done and dusted, the Ukrainians have proven themselves worthy adversaries here. With a little bit of practicing and a bit of time to develop themselves and their strategies, I can see themselves putting up an even stronger fight against Tactrig in the next time around. And I do hope we do see them for the next time around because they played quite well.
Hey, Dexy,
Hey, Wolf, we were hoping to see you. There you are.
you want to talk to a couple of people?
Sure. Who are our couple of people?
I want to pull in Aiden, and I don't know, just Aiden. He started most of this.
All right. Very nice. Go talk to
Is it-
Are we leaking strats on stream?
Can someone pull Aiden here? I don't have the bombs, I think.
Oh, GG. Let me... Oh, this is going to be the longest drag in the world.
There you are.
Did I just accidentally
Word-
drag him back?
Ward VoIP.
Oh, nope, somebody...
Aiden, you here?
Aiden,
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
nice interview time for you. All the best.
Fuck.
Wolf is handing off this interview. You tried to last time with Scriptum, and now it's Aiden's turn
GG.
to get thrown under that bus.
No, Aiden started. He is one of the most professional and like one of the best players you can find in squad. So, get some words of wisdom from him.
So
Oh, boy.
I'm curious to what the plan was for Firebase Boris times around, because on both rounds Tactics take complete control. Although second time around that wasn't quite such a sure thing. On the second round, how did we feel about Firebase Boris as it progressed throughout the match? That midpoint.
So the way the layer is and the way the different factions are set up, if you guys watching have ever played Manic before, you know that northwest main starts on top of a hill, and drives down, and the southeast main starts at the bottom and drives, well, basically flat or like a little bit up towards Boris. And as well, the U.S. faction just generally has slower vehicles than the Russians overall. So what that ends up creating is like a kind of timing difference on Boris. So basically, off of rollout, if everyone drives well, the Russians can be right on the cap on Firebase Boris and have much better control around the flag than the Americans can. So basically, like the line of contact is like a little bit east of Firebase Boris, if that makes sense, if everyone goes out to the mid cap. So the strategy was designed with that in mind. The point of the strat is for Russia, I mean, the structure is pretty simple. All we're doing is we're just using that timing advantage to take control around Firebase and then wrap people kind of like around the north and the south and deny all the common fob locations to the east of Boris that you would use to attack it. And then on US, it gets a little bit trickier. It's always harder making a strat when you're on the disadvantaged side. But basically, the idea here is prevent any back cap shenanigans, because if we want to turn Boris, we really need to have the caps in time. That's one of the times in AES when it does kind of matter to like actually cap your flags. Because the idea is if you're behind tempo on a cap, especially on Manic, this layer where like your back cap, if you're US, right, if your back cap is split by a river across from Firebase, it becomes really hard to transition people north or south back and forth between the flags. So really, the goal of this whole thing is we want to control Boris because A, we want to put them on bleed because it's AAS and mid-cap bleed. But B, we really don't want to have to deal with the dichotomy of having to play back and forth across the river between Boris and Central. So we want Boris to be our active defense point as soon as possible, and that allows us to put pressure on the flag at power immediately. So the US strategy was basically based on that. So we have a bit of a contingent playing around Central just to ensure the back cap goes down. We have Armor just doing a bit of a flank play. And then the primary infantry is playing to wrap and encircle Firebase Boris. Luckily, the team we played today didn't play super fast on Boris. They were like maybe a little bit behind our tempo. And so that let us get onto the cap. I mean, not particularly easily. Like they did put up a decent fight, but we just had a slight, like the tempo was a little bit more equal than it could have been, right? So that let us get onto and around the flag. And but really, I mean, the strategy, fingers crossed, if everything goes well, is designed to allow us to wrap around the backside of Boris, burn rallies from both the north and the south, and then we just have a squad just grinding the center of Boris, trying to take their attention away from those flankers. Yeah, so that's
as a bit of a follow up to Boris. So we saw Ted Cruz's squad twice insert themselves into Power Station in the second round and take that radio down 2 times. Second time with the help of the tank, of course. But I'm curious if there was any plan to capitalize on those radio takes, or if you guys were happy to just sit back and let them keep placing radios for you to kill.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, it would always be good to capitalize on a radio take. So the first time they took the radio, we did have the Boris cap. However, we were in a bit of an awkward position. We had the squad that was on Camo Central, like Bay Camo Central, wasn't totally repositioned up to Boris yet at that point, and we still need to rotate our fob closer into Boris. So, for you guys that may not be aware, the reason we take our initial fob that was far east of Boris and reposition it into Boris, the reason that happens is because it kind of eliminates a liability. It makes it easier. It's easier to defend two things in one place versus two things in two places, you know, and that allows us to free up manpower to attack power station and whatnot. So yeah, it was definitely in the cards, and you could see at the end of that round we were trying to stack up pressure on power station. Like my squad was attacking from the direct east, and Ted Cruz's was there. If that game had gone on for longer, for like another 5 minutes, we probably would have captured power station after destroying their ready the second time. It was just the first time we weren't quite in a position to capitalize on it, so I didn't want to rotate anyone prematurely.
And I have one last question. This is the end of the first round. Tactric took out 30 to 40 tickets worth of 0.5 assets, tank, Bradley, striker, all in one go. And you could hear from in their main, they were kind of demoralized about chatter. But the first half of the second round's armor play really did go to 4.5.0 for a while. And the end of that match going very much toward Tactric. So I'm wondering what the process of rallying from an armor loss in the first half of that match looked like, and how you guys were able to establish quite the losses of.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to, at that point, you're really relying on your ATs. So armor loses a fight, wins a fight, whatever, right? I would say generally the armor balance, even though we tried to pick a unit that gave a little bit of a tried to reach more armor parity with the MGSs instead of going for one Bradley. I mean, like the BTR is kind of matched up against the striker, but realistically the BTR is like a lot easier to use.
Yeah.
And definitely has some advantages in that fight. And the BMP, of course, just outclasses everything and can even 1v on the MGSs. So, I mean, like definitely playing at a slight disadvantage in that category. So in those circumstances, you're really relying on your AT to play well and to basically deny the enemy armor from being able to exert pressure, because that's the primary thing that gives you an advantage. That's how you take a squad that's good at playing armor and convert it into something more, like being able to win the game, being able to capture an enemy radio, capture a point or something, is win the armor fight and then convert that into pressure on infantry. But if your AT is playing well enough that it's difficult for the enemy armor to convert that pressure, that kind of bails you out in the circumstances. And I think that's what happened this game. Our AT played pretty well, and our armor was able to, once their respawns hit up, they were able to get back into fight. And I think people were a little bit more comfortable in the MGSs. I know not everyone plays them super often, so once we kind of got in the role of things, I think people really started picking up on how to play their vehicles, and AT was doing great. So really, I think just all the pieces kind of fell together in that one, despite the slight hiccup at the beginning of the round.
My final question here, I'm not sure if follow-ups, but I just wanted to get your general read on what you thought about 4.5.0, how it felt to play against them, and maybe a couple of things felt that they might move on to even the parity between the down if we. Right.
Yeah, I think overall I was pretty impressed. I think they did pretty well. So I think I mentioned this when we were talking about the first question about like the strategy around Boris. I would say first thing was on rollout, they were just a little slow on tempo in some places. So just a little slow rolling out. And I think that can be fixed relatively easily. That's a fix that just happens when you're doing strategizing for a match. So I don't know if you have access to our timing sheets, but I mean, you can throw those up on the stream. That's fine. I just did them last night. But doing comparative timings and seeing where the different vehicles are going to meet if they drive like towards each other, that gives you your line of contact. And for rollouts, understanding where your line of contact is and just how far you can push and trying to kind of min-max that's what really gives you like good positioning off the start. And good positioning off the rollout is usually what dictates how the fight around the flag is going to go. So that's something I'd try and focus on. I think overall armor play was pretty good. Infantry play that I saw for the most part was pretty solid. I think you guys were doing like 4.5 was doing good wraps, good cross-firing across from the north onto my lane. They were doing well, kind of like poking little areas around Boris both rounds, finding weak spots. I know they did catch our defenders off guard several times, so I think that was really well done. I would say the major thing is just I would say like this is partially driven by the timings thing that I talked about earlier, and understanding where the line of contact is. But I'd say the primary thing is just they never really quite reached a critical mass to make anything happen. And I mean, part of that could just be shooter difference. I think that definitely played a factor if you looked at the KD between the 2 rounds. So, I mean, we can write off part of it to that. That just, that happens. But I definitely would say that like a good chunk of it would just be like the reason they weren't able to make a successful push onto Boris either time was just they never quite reached that critical mass. And I mean, that was partially just the line of contact thing, but also we just played well, like outflanking them, getting on their rallies, making like concentrated pushes in certain directions where we thought their spawns would be, cutting off their route between Power Station and Boris in the second round, for example. Just a lot of like small things, but I think overall I'm very impressed, and I hope to see them continue to improve over time.
All right. Logano, did you have anything to add onto that, or are we just about ready to wrap this up?
One thing that I forgot to talk to you about, maybe interview 4.5, but we didn't actually communicate that beforehand, so GG.
It's okay.
But
We'll try to. I do want to try to work out some interview with the opposition. Maybe even try to get the command chatter for the opposition going somehow.
Yeah. I think we asked for their POV.
I think they just posted a link of their caster.
Oh, nice.
Okay, cool.
So I think we should just share our raw video with them too, if we can.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If
That's
you
fine,
want
yeah,
us to
guys.
pull them into like a channel for like a small interview or something, we can make that happen right now.
I guess we could. Sure.
Do we want to?
I mean, it would be nice, but I think the interview is kind of already going long as it is.
Okay.
So I think we're going to save that for next time.
Okay.
But in the future, we're going to definitely try to.
I talk too much, I know.
No, that's all right. I that's why I can edit.
Perfect.
I can make it a bit more concise. You're fine. Don't worry about it. All right, cool. I think I think that'll be it then, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we're done. So see you guys next time. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. We just released a new video for Cam-TC Scrim against Thronglers yesterday, and I'm really excited about that one because it's been a joy to create that one, and I'm excited to see what we can together for this one. With that, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Sayonara.
See the server. Should be.